What's that howling? Wow. Are you kidding me? All right. I am starting on a little expedition today in an area where actually somebody who receives telepathic messages from the Sasquatch. Actually, a while ago when some of us met up nearby here, they indicated possibly in this direction there could be something interesting. That was the message that they received. They also received some pretty cool other insights. So I just figured I would go down this way and see what I find. So far I'm loving it because it's quite open. Ooh. One of my favorites, starting the day off with one of these. Wow, perfect. It's like picture perfect art right there. And because it's so out in the open, we'll take a look. So it's tucked underneath this, which looks like it fell a long time before this was born. You can see the age just in where it broke off from. You could tell that was years ago. So that's pretty cool, because I don't know how to gauge a tree's age, but I'm pretty sure that's a lot younger than whenever that was. So pretty cool. Man, that's a beauty though. It's the first thing I've seen. I just started filming where you saw me, just right over that way. Just out in the complete middle of the open, this is. Love it. It looks kind of open down there, so I'm gonna go see what's down that way. But I'm pretty excited. I just went a little bit further and it just opens up down the bottom. It's like two creeks or something. I'm standing up above, looking down, see a bunch of fallen trees. That's about all I can see from here, but I love the fact that it's opened up like this. I'm thinking I'll kind of head that way to my left and just kind of follow the creek bed and that general thing and see what else we find. I'm just part way down, just a little further. I just wanted to get a vantage point once again from up a little bit before I'm all the way down and can't see this. This is so cool. Right, down on the bottom. That's the way I came from. It's a bit of a gentle slope, so it doesn't look very tall here. And then on that side, it's much taller. And then it looks like you could go to the right if you wanted. I don't think we're finding too many footprints here. Not that I ever do anyways, but. So I'm looking at that broken tree there. That's always interesting. That is beyond the pattern for sure. Some people debate, is it natural or not? Well, there's some pretty interesting breaks up that way. You can see one that's looks pretty cool right there. Looking up there thinking, man, we are on the tail end of all these leaves, and then it'll be so much, you'll be able to see so much more. I'm really interested. I haven't really explored, like after all the leaves fall, to see what I can see. I'm really interested in how much more you can see that way without all the leaf cover. And there's another sort of a bang. I didn't mean to record that, but I did hear another one and was thinking about it. I'm not sure. There could be hikers around. I don't know of a trail that way, but otherwise, maybe we'll hear something cool. I mean, that was kind of cool already. There's not going to be much more of this. A nice gust of wind and then all these leaves fall. So cool. Well, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it's a pile of geodes. Wow. Look at that. There's a ton of them. That is cool. Just piled up here. Look at that. Oh man. Gotta put it back the way it was. I'm noticing there's 3 uprooted trees up there. There's 2 there going across. Looks like it's been a while, and then there's 2 there, and then another one that way. So there's quite a few uprooted trees, or maybe you could say pushed over. And that first one I looked at where the break was through all that. That's pretty cool. Quite a bit more tree carnage. There's that, and then down that it looks kind of like a big tree came down there. I'm standing right next to this one that's uprooted. There's some more. This is pretty cool here too. There's one broken at the top of that hill. That's kind of neat. A couple feet off the ground. Pile's interesting too, how that right center screen is broken. That big limb that fell broke. And up behind it, it's got a few breaks and a broken limb up there. And this is what it looks like. Still a bunch more broken trees. Those are kind of crossed up there, if you can see that. And then there's a bunch of this, like from the water erosion and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's windy, rocky creek bed. Kind of big ridge this way. It's pretty steep there and rocky. Almost looks like a little mini cave underneath that tree there. Wow. Right through there. Oh man, it is really cool looking down here. Look at this. And then that's the way I'm going. How cool. I love it with all the leaves and the beautiful foliage. Couple geodes, kind of like a rock pile. Pretty sure that's one, and those 2. I think that's one over there too, center screen. The last vantage point where I was just filming from, looking up at that, and then it goes like this. So cool. Just a little further. So cool. Look at this. Up top right there. A big rock just, gosh, just hanging on. And right there looks kind of cool, almost like an arch. And there looks like one of those bent limbs that I've seen a bunch. Another big rock overhang. Interesting how they're like squared off. like that one. Like some old foundation. Yeah, I was looking at, there's a big limb that's just the big side up, kind of hanging out, and almost look like they could be bent. This here too, kind of cool how that really old limb is leaning against that tree there. Big limb that's just hanging out up there. Wouldn't say it's a clear arch, but it's definitely interesting how it's through the Y. Man, this is so cool. There's an arch right up there. I'd be shocked if there wasn't a bunch of those around here, just being a little bit familiar with the area. I'm not really looking to see if there is anything, but just what I find, what I might find. In my mind, their presence is more than established in this area. I don't know if they live here or pass through or what, but definitely visit. Limb with no bark hanging kind of across that tree. Kind of like an X. Pretty sure that's the arch that I was just looking at. It's not connected to the ground, but that definitely is bent. And actually, interestingly, just going by the topographical map and the general vicinity that I initially heard about, it kind of seems like it's pointing that way. And there was something interesting, kind of like a big creek bed-ish looking thing that way that I wanted to see. So I'm gonna, between those two and the map, I'm gonna head in there and just have a look around, then come back this way and continue that way. I just was, and look how narrow this is and steep on both sides. Very cool. But yeah, right through that way. I feel like it opens up again. I want to see what that looks like. Going by the map, that's what I think I'm seeing over there. Was just right there. And this is what we have just around the corner. So cool. Odd right there. It's just split right there. Maybe that fell down and did that. Broken tree up there. And beautiful colors, huh? Interesting, there's a tree that fell uphill. the root ball up. Wonder if it's a bit archy up there. So often I'll find a beautiful arch next to a tree that fell. It's unbelievably big right here, this root ball. So much weight. It doesn't really look all eroded away either, like water. I don't know. Could that have been pushed uphill? Broke all those roots. It's just unreal. From slightly up. I think I'll take a look up there, see what I find. Kind of cool looking. Kind of tired, I just walked up that, but it's definitely archy. That one's pretty cool. Kind of looks like two bends there. But up here, there's an amazing one right there. Look at that. Wow. That's beautiful. Kind of sounded like a knock. Maybe a woodpecker. Then again, with what I'm looking at, who knows? There's another one, I think, there. On it while I go for a different angle. There's a tree up there that looks kind of twisted too. Center screen. Yeah, that's the main arch right there. Beautiful. Could that have happened from the tree falling? It's possible, but I've seen enough like this that makes me wonder if it was basically done, like built this way. Hard to say, but either way, it's a beautiful arch. Would add a little more to the possibility of some of this, or a lot of it, being handmade. That's the arch center screen, and then we have this big log that's leaning over that sort of a bend, and then it's below that tree that looks twisted. So we'll take a peek at that. That's kind of interesting how this is a little split right there. So look at it. Look at how this is. And then there's that branch that's underneath that right there. Right there. That makes me wonder a lot more about that. Not only the tree falling uphill, but then that huge arch in there. Taking a look around. Oh, there's a really, really cool bend up here. I have found one like this before that had nothing leaning on it. Look at that. It's bent in like a 90-degree angle. Wow. Once again, a fallen tree just has all kinds of interesting stuff around it. Look at that. That's like folded there. Look at that freaking bend. Oh my goodness. That to me is flat out bent. There's nothing even on top of it. Wow. Further up this hill, that's the bent tree center screen. Right here. A beautiful arch. It has that leaning over it. Yeah, this area is pretty funky right here. Or beautiful. I see another one over here. With that limb. And the whole background's kind of interesting looking right here. Trees leaning and stuff. I see something interesting. I'm gonna go take a look at. Right next to this, I see these two that are crisscrossed, and then these leaves kind of put in there underneath the sticks. Some of them. Let's see. See if any of these are held down. I guess they could have fallen, possibly. It is possible, but with these sticks, it made me wonder if they could have been placed. Especially right next to that. And that one right there. Kinda cool how that is. And let's see. I'm looking at this. Recently, someone told me that those could be interesting, like some kind of directional, like they were bent that way, or I guess it's hard to say with that one. That could just be a limb and the top snapped off, but someone just pointed it out to me. So it's got that limb, that stick just upside down, hanging out up there. And that way is pretty cool looking too.